We are live and things.
Yay.
Excellent. So it's been a really long time, I feel like.
Uh-huh.
But at long last, we have returned on the other side of 2017, 2018, and we're back to our regularly not quite scheduled Wishmakers games.
Stupid sicknesses.
Indeed. So we'll roll through our intro stuff and just dive in. If you're new, I am Jess, Little Cup of Joe on Twitter. You can call me Joe, you can call me Jess, it doesn't really matter. I am the DM, and that's enough. I do voice acting, I do design, I draw things, whatever. And along with me, we have our newest addition to the cast is Mr. Adam Rowe.
Me. Hi, guys. I am Adam Rowe, the newest addition to the cast. It doesn't feel that way anymore, though. I actually have a lot to announce with me going on. I, too, am a voice actor. I just have a brand new demo release, so if you want to check that out, you can check it out on my Twitter at AdamRoweVO. I just feel like showing this off. I got this sweet new dice box from Nerdist Woodwork. It's made from red oak, I think, and it's pretty and beautiful. I try to say it at the same time.
Prettyful?
Yeah, prettyful.
Beautiful.
And the other thing is also I just launched a new YouTube channel where I talk about D&D, you know, kind of like what we do here. And I don't know the link to it off the top of my head, so either put Adam Rowe in YouTube or just look on my Twitter. It's there.
Just watch Twitter. You'll get links.
Watch Twitter.
Awesome. Next up, we also have Mike, who has been a regular on our cast since the beginning.
Okay, hey guys, I'm Mike, a gamer, occasional DM, and I am playing Xellos, the half-elven wizard and ranger.
Indeed. And then up above that, we have Lissi,
Hey.
the dragon.
Lissi, the magic dragon. I forget how that song. I used to know that song. The back of my hand.
Anyway.
I am Doofus Face. I do the art for Wishmakers. I play the cleric, Corke.
Indeed.
I like this thing from Elderwood Academy. I don't know.
Can you hold it a little more like in front of your face?
Oh, sorry.
Show us the beautiful thing from Elderwood. Holy crap, that's gorgeous.
Yeah.
There's a See, now with this HD camera, it's so much easier.
Oh, man.
Ooh.
Look how pretty that is.
I've had this for a while. I just didn't have an HD camera.
It is beautiful. And not exactly last, because we are missing somebody. We'll get to that in a moment. But certainly not least is Linda.
Hello, I'm Tricky Minstrel on Twitter, but you won't see me saying much. I don't talk. I'm playing Arzalan, the Farganassi lore bard, who hates the cold, and apparently it's really cold right now.
Yes, we're getting into Renthian winter. Awesome. We are short one member of our regular crew, and that is Chris Walker, big damn artist on the interwebs. He had a bit of a bout with possibly food poisoning this morning and may be dead. We're not sure.
All right.
We hope he's okay.
Not dead.
Dead to the world. He went to take a nap, and we haven't heard from him lately, so we will. He may join late. He may join late.
He may not join.
Or he may not join.
We
shall carry on. In the meantime, his character is Sah'Shad, the snow leopard tabaxi rogue / druid. And I will do my level best to do him some justice, I guess.
I wonder if he has like Viber or WhatsApp. I should just...
Anybody has ways to get a hold of Chris that we don't know about?
If you know Chris...
We just want to make sure he's okay and get him to the table.
Knowing he's alive would be nice.
Yeah. So anyway, feel better, Chris. So Wishmakers is our D&D live stream. the premise here, for those of you who may be new, is we have several people from different worlds who have come to this land, thought of as a maze, where they may be able to get a single wish granted if they pass the test, and they do not know what the test is yet. Look at those looks of concern. It fills
There
my
might
soul
be
with joy.
friendship for all we know. Maybe that's why I'm here.
Yeah. A note on my DMing style, I am very rules light. We have streamlined our rule sets for D&D 5e a lot to facilitate the stream just being less of a slog in battles and more entertaining and more narrative. So basically what I'm saying is if you try to rules lawyer me in the chat, I will ignore you. And if you get rude about it, these guys will ban you.
She's also probably not reading chat.
Mostly, yeah. I will ignore you because I'm running the game. So I'm sorry, but I love you.
One point.
I hardly talk, but I love to use the ban hammer.
She's serious, guys.
Yeah. He also does the lore stuff and writing.
Yes. She is our resident lore master and keeps all the notes from every session in order and helps me keep my sanity because I need it.
And
In
the
other words,
rules.
I've got a good memory and I hold grudges.
Also that. Yep. Be glad she's not the DM, you guys.
There was a plethora of reasons I'm not the DM.
Well, some other things. We do have a lot of homebrew rules. I will not go into them, but if you hear me mention story points, that is amongst them. It's a item that is borrowed from the Doctor Who RPG. There's a version of it in D&D 5e that's plot points or something of that nature, but gist of it is each of the player characters have a number of points they can spend to affect the story in some way, great or small, depending on how much they want to spend. And lastly, they all get something called a homeworld bonus, which is essentially like an extra feat or trait or a little extra thing that gives some nod to the nature of their homeworld, because all of these characters come from each their own completely different worlds within the D&D multiverse. So that is probably a pretty good rundown, I think, of our various rules and special things. Yeah?
Side note on the homebrew rules, we did have like a chat about some more homebrew rules that you might be like, what are you doing during the game? just go with it.
Just go with it.
Into
Just,
a madness.
yeah, just
We're
trust
doing
us.
us deal.
Trust us.
Try to make it balanced,
Yeah.
and if it's not, we'll tweak it.
Yeah, trust us. We'll figure it out.
We know.
My goal is to entertain these guys, not to murder them. Much.
Just so you know, we know.
So, I think that's everything. It has been a while, so let's dive right into our recap, shall we? So, last time, after Rowe confronted you all and gave Cora his ultimatum to trade her younger sister's safety for the firearms designs left by her father, you made your way to his hideout in the Edgewood to rescue the girl. After scouting the caverns of the Silvermane gang, you discovered they had been stockpiling weapons and a disturbing quantity of black powder, a crucial component in the use of firearms, seemingly a rare commodity on Rinthia. You faced down with Rowe and his gang, and through your combined efforts, struck him down and sent the remaining few running tucktail. Cora's sister Alice was rescued, and you all returned to the remains of Redford Village to rest and recuperate before setting out for Newfolk, as Cora promised she would guide you there in thanks for helping her settle the score with Rowe. As a side note, Rowe was formerly played by Mr. Adam Rowe. That was his guest stint, and then we decided to keep him. So that is where we left off. We are coasting through the journey to Newfolk in interest of actually getting you guys to civilization, because it's been basically the whole game so far. You've been lost in a forest. So let's get on the road. And apologies if I constantly pause. I have a bit of a cold I'm getting over, you guys.
Everybody's here is sick.
Yeah.
We're all a little unhealthy.
Yeah, it's fine.
Business season.
Some of us noisier than others.
Yeah. So, the day you set out for Newfolk was considerably cooler than the forest days had been thus far. Cora took her mare and hitched her to a trade wagon for all of you to make the journey in some relative comfort. You took what supplies you could fit into it from around the village, and Cora was particularly insistent on bringing along cloaks and extra blankets. You didn't have to wait long to learn why. By the time you left the forest proper, snow was teasing the earth with a light dusting that built up over the days of your journey. Looking back toward the forest you left, you could see the massive evergreens wearing their cloaks of snow. The journey to town was cold, but relatively easy, as you stuck to the road and passed mostly through open grasslands, which gave way to farms and fields, and eventually, a few days later, by midday, the town of Newfolk stands in view. A collection of charmingly painted buildings with thick wooden rooftops clusters around outside of a taller stone wall that encircles the town proper, giving the impression that the town has simply grown beyond its original borders. In spite of the snow that has made itself quite comfortable as part of the landscape, people are bustling about the well-worn area outside of the gates. Stalls with brilliantly colored and patterned covers are set up all around, with people calling out the day's sales and salutations. As you all make your way toward the town, you notice a brightly colored train of wagons in the field not far off. Small stages and tents appear in a state of partial construction there, with various folk working to assemble what looks to be a small carnival just outside the town proper. Arza, when your eyes catch the sight, you think you hear a strange but familiar voice softly echo your name. But no one out there appears to be looking your way, and you do not hear it again. You all ride past, up to the gates, and it's here Cora stops. She hops down off the driver's bench and comes around to meet all of you with a smile. Welcome to Newfolk, everyone.
What?
It's brighter than expected, as I'm staring at the snow.
What is that? At the stuff being constructed.
The wagons and such?
Yes.
Don't know. Looks like it might be a carnival or something. I mean, it is the first arrival festival coming up, I think.
First arrival?
Basically, it's a new year. It's
A turning.
yeah, more or less. It's kind of a tradition. We celebrate it, and everybody throws wishes up on a tree, that kind of thing.
How many days since we got here? I'd ask like the party. Not Cora.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know. Roughly, how many days do we have? We've been counting.
I'm checking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's probably been roughly a week.
Yeah,
I think.
that's what I'm leaning towards.
We are on we left on day 6. So I don't know how long we've been on the road.
No, and got to Rinthia.
Okay, it's probably taken you
So, like,
about a week to
All right.
to make the journey to town, because it wasn't super close.
So about 13, 14 days in now.
So
Oh.
well, you guys did sound like you spent a while in the forest. It's not exactly a short trip to Newfolk. We were coming up on the edge of the end harvest season, so time for a new year.
Well, seems like a good
passes differently here.
time is time.
Time is relative.
Timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly.
Oh, Chris wasn't here for that. Oh, poor Kit Kat.
It'll come up again, I'm sure.
He'll see the VOD.
Yeah. So as you're all kind of settled there, Cora picks up her sister Alice from where Alice was sitting with Sah'Shad and trying to escape the wagon a little bit because there's all this carnival and fair atmosphere going on that she's very interested in. And you see Cora kind of talking to her, like, well, go look at it later today. We've got to get settled first. Just wait, okay? I will get you some candy, I promise.
So what do you intend to do now that you're here?
Well, look for a job, I guess. Place to stay first, at least for tonight. Figure we can, I don't know, sell the wagon. We don't need all this stuff. Get enough to get by for a little while. It'll be all right.
Are there any temples here?
To be honest, I've never been here. But you could ask around.
Well, if they're having a bit of a party for this new year, we may as well look about.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to see if I can get set up at an inn. Have a look around. I'll see if I can send someone to come find you guys. If you want to.
I could just send a message to you.
Like the weird thing. Yeah. Oh, the thing you did. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna climb out of the cart and try to sleight of hand over about 100 gold to her.
Okay. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand. Help someone.
She won't notice, so that was the shittiest roll ever.
I just want to check because I got an 18 on the dive, so.
Don't worry about it. She got a 2.
Okay. Well, she now has 100 gold in her pocket.
Okay. So you slide 100 gold into the pocket of her coat, and she doesn't appear to notice whatsoever. The rest of you that are in the cart, you all pile out and kind of help gather the supplies and things. And she lets you take some of the things that you gathered for yourselves for your journey, because it was stuff that was in the village that she honestly doesn't necessarily have a need for. She gathered what she wanted for herself and her sister. And that's left in the cart as she goes ahead and gets back up there and puts Alice up next to her. Alice is waving to Sah'Shad and just saying, "See you later, bye."
I throw some sweet bread at her. A pastry.
Thank you. And she seems quite happy. Cora just kind of waves goodbye to you all and just says, "Hey, it's festival season. You might as well spend the day and have some fun. See you later."
Yes, see you later.
At the
All
end,
right.
perhaps. We have to
Luck,
save
guys.
some time.
So she makes her way with the cart on into the town proper past the gates. And the rest of you are left kind of standing amidst this outer part of the town where there's kind of a street market going on. And after they've gone their way, as you're looking amongst yourselves and kind of trying to decide what you want to, where you want to go next, what you want to do, you notice there's a face among you that you don't recognize at all, really. Standing there as if he's just always been there amongst all of you. Would you mind describing yourself, sir?
Well, the first thing that he says as she goes off is, well, she seems nice. And standing next to you guys is a humanoid creature of some sort. His skin's kind of an off yellow, little flecks of brown decorated here and there. Not much in the way of a nose. It's very flat, kind of like got a couple slits, kind of like the Voldemort thing going on. And his hair is long and brown and just matty and dirty and messy, falls to his shoulders. He's got a beard descending down from his chin. And he's not wearing all that much, just a pair of very, very worn-out pants and a sash to hold them up. No shoes or anything else of the sort that you guys can tell, just some bandages wrapped around his ankles and his knuckles. And And he looks to you and he says, huh, you new folk look like new folk.
Well, I was looking at the circus, whatever it is, since there was something strange going on over there, as far as I could tell. Until that happened, something stranger was right next to me.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
At that point, I was kind of spinning around. It's like, what are you?
What are you?
Meanwhile,
I asked first.
Ash is standing silently, but you do, those of you that have any eye on him, notice his hand is just sort of quietly resting on his sword.
Just like low key, like trying to tap that hand, like chill.
Please, man, chill.
And Sah'Shad, meanwhile, is just looking. Sorry, who are you? When did you show up?
Oh, I just got here myself. Probably a little bit before you folk arrived. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't that long ago. Nice to meet you. I'm Mlaaku.
Can I insight check? Is he like drunk right now?
Go. Are you trying to insight check if he's
or
drunk?
Or like perception. I don't know.
What do you want to check?
I'm trying to figure out if he's drunk.
Okay, you want to figure. Okay, go ahead and do an insight check, I guess, or perception. Take your pick. Either one is fine.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. 24.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, he seems pretty drunk.
Yeah.
Question: does he smell?
Oh, yes.
I'm just taking a step back. It's like prestidigitate.
He looks and he
and again, and again.
Stop that.
You smell foul and you look worse.
Oh, thank you.
So it seems we've already attracted the local drunk.
Oh, I'm not the local drunk. I'm a foreign drunk.
It's a fun distinction there, guys.
Very interesting.
Wonderful.
This visit's going very well so far.
He seems fun.
Well,
Thank you. Well, like I said before, you're new folk, I'm new folk, we're all here in Newfolk. Perhaps we can be new folk and new folk together.
There's a lot of new in folk.
Sah'Shad just kind of sighs and shakes his head. His tail flicks a little bit in mild irritation, perhaps. Well, I'm going to go see about some supplies, I think. And maybe we can check out the street fair sometime.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yes. I'm just going to look at Mlaaku again. So where did you come from? You weren't here a moment ago.
Huh?
Where did you come from?
Oh, it was that direction, I think.
What did it look like?
Trees, dirt, boring
No.
stuff. No, none of those.
It's probably the other way. Yeah. Then again,
What are wolves?
they're big and they howl.
Oh, those bark wolf things. Yeah, that's right.
Barkwolf things.
Even I wasn't this
Sorry, common second language.
Right. Well, Mlaaku, you said your name was? Why don't you follow along if you wish, I suppose?
I
We
do
are-
wish and I will.
We are not due to be together much longer anyway.
Hey, what?
We've made it to the town. Once we sort out this business with Hedda's daughter, we're done, remember?
Okay, wait. You think
So you really do intend to go your own way.
It's for the best.
I like how you think you can get rid of me when I have basically have to help you get better.
There's absolutely no requirement that you do so.
Yeah. That's kind of the whole Raven Queen thing is a little bit.
Being with a
Also-
cleric doesn't end well.
Also, you did kind of save our lives. It's kind of not nice to just like let you go off, probably die by yourself.
I have no intention of dying, which is exactly why we should separate.
What?
Do you realize? Surely the myth is the same for you. It's one wish. Just one.
Yes, clearly I don't need it, so I could.
Have they no stories of what happens if you fail?
No. Fidget just kind of jumped through a portal, so.
Oh, your book, of course.
Yes. Yeah. That was fun.
Well, where I come from, if you fail, you become a monster. Left in the maze. Trapped forever. Is that what you want?
See, that kind of sounds bad, but also didn't Cora's grandfather kind of start a town and not find the wish?
So they say.
She never did tell us what happened to her grandfather.
He still made a town instead of dying. And a werewolf is not that bad a monster to get stuck as.
I don't think that was a matter of failure. That just seems to be a thing that's here.
This is true. There is
But
also...
there are people living here, so I think there's a few ways to fail. All to different results. And where else would these people come from?
This is as good a question as any. He's looking a little bit uncomfortable, and ever since you guys left the forest, Ash has had his hood up over his head and been crouchier because it's been kind of sunny.
I knew it.
He's not really doing well under the sunlight. But people are kind of stopping and like overhearing your conversation, and you're catching some glances, so he just finally... Never mind it. This isn't the place to talk about it. What are we doing?
Oh, you're crouchy. Maybe we could just have some fun today.
Well, I suppose we can try to keep our word and seek friends and get her side of the situation. Or we hit the fair.
I would like to hit the fair, but first I would like to check if there is a temple. So I can leave Cora with something, perhaps a job.
Oh, she's had some help.
He gives you a look.
Insight check.
All right.
21.
And
Arza?
because it's Arza, I'm going to do a deception check. So I'm just going to be like, I'm not going to tell you
He's just
nothing.
naturally deceptive. He's shady.
It sounded like a good thing. I just kind of want to be like,
Just barely 22.
Dang.
So I'm just there. I'm just going, just smiling.
I don't know what you did. It's like a good idea. It would be nice if she got something steady, though. Plus, I am also kind of empty on the coffers. I was supposed to receive some money before. God.
I'm going to interrupt. Be like, wait, you have a friend who doesn't have a job?
Yeah, right. He's here. And look back over to Mlaaku.
I could show her how to get around. There's lots of good warm food if you just know where to look for it.
No stealing.
She has a child with her.
Her sister, not her sister.
Oh,
Yes.
good. She's small. She can fit into places.
Are you suggesting they become thieves?
No. Just
Yes, you are.
foragers. Live off the land. The land just so happens to be
In a town.
a town.
You are really drunk.
I'm
Not
very tempted
yet.
to start removing fingers.
And he pulls out a flask and he just starts going.
Hey, can I lean over to Arza and go like, can you prestidigitate the flask?
Oh, they'll clean it. Won't do much else to it.
Could empty it.
Not actually, but...
Good
And I
time.
will prestidigitate it to make the taste of hot pepper in it.
Okay.
Well, I just finished it, so we'll save that for later.
Lasts for an hour.
So if you drink within the next hour, you're gonna get a fun surprise, Mlaaku.
Oh, good stuff.
All right. So are you all going to are you all agreed to go look for a temple, or are you wanting to check out the fair around you?
I'm gonna poke at the fair because I want to see if anyone's selling anything interesting.
Okay.
I don't really care either way about gods, and I figure a cleric knows how to find a temple. So
Should we all like meet up here in like a specific area at some
Of
point?
course you're going to split up, aren't you?
Said there were no fights. Gosh darn it.
It's fine. All right. So, who is going to
It's like
check
text.
out the fair?
Xellos is just hanging around, having a good time.
Sah'Shad will go off to collect supplies and see if he can catch up with Cora. Mlaaku, are you just going to follow whoever looks like they're going to do something interesting?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Corke, you're going to go to a temple?
Yeah, I'm gonna look at Ash and be like,
Yeah, you have to help ladies in need, right?
Yes.
Okay, because I need your help with something.
Such as?
chivalry, such a burden.
Look for a solution to your disease. Also, look for help for Cora.
I'm not going into a temple. I'm not going into a temple.
You could stay outside.
Fine.
I'm gonna completely overstep my boundaries
you're drunk, it's fine.
and lean in between the two of them and be like, I'll go to a temple with you. They're very nice there.
I take out the axe and I go like,
See, the god I serve, and then I'll put my arm around him and put the axe. He really likes to talk to people who are either close to death or already dead.
Oh, I'm very well preserved.
Is he?
Right. Well, let's go and see what we can find in the town.
If you suggest anything about thieving, I will hit you.
If you suggest anything about thieving, I will cleave you.
Yes, that's why I didn't say hey, slice, because he already knew he was gonna kill you. Yep. Anyway.
And Ash doesn't like so much do the eye thing, but the look he gives you, Mlaaku, kind of implies that he's gonna keep an eye on you.
I'm just giving him like the friendliest ass grin, like,
joke's on everyone, I have no money. Everything I have is on my person.
All right, so the three of you head on into the town proper. Arza and Xellos, are you checking out the fair together? Or
I'm just walking. I figure if he wants to hang around, he will. If not, he'll go his way.
Yeah, I'm just walking silently behind, just looking around,
Okay.
observing.
All right, so we'll go ahead and let you two have a teensy bit of fun. So as you're walking around, the festival here there's all sorts of brightly colored stalls, and it's just people shouting out. It looks like it's probably a lot of the local merchants that have set up outdoor stalls for the event. And they're selling just their usual wares, and then there's colorful masks and things like that. And various colored bits of paper with red string are laid out along some of the stalls. And people are, wishing one another happy first arrival, welcome to the new year, that sort of thing. And you do see a few stalls. Amongst them, you see things like some stalls where there's food offered. Looks like probably some of the local inns or taverns have set up small open air eating areas, and it all smells wonderful. And then there are various little tents that appear to have games, and you see some of the various locals calling out, try your luck with the archery contest. Winner gets handmade scarves and winter gear for all, and sundry things like that.
I'm just kind of glance at Xellos' bow, then back at mine. Like, care to try your luck, or?
Okay. So you guys head up to the archery tent, where you see there's a long row of bullseyes, and you see other villagers who are trying their luck, and it's just some folks get close. Most end up hitting the bales of hay. One poor soul just like fires an arrow that goes God knows where. And then there's some poor saps that just like can't even. Damn it! Ooh. Running the stall, you see a young half-elven woman with her hair just in a braid down the side, brownish. She's pretty, simple, wearing a very nicely made dress and a scarf, and she has gloves on because it's quite cold. She's like, try your luck at the archery contest, sirs.
I think so. Do we
Excellent.
use our own bows, or do you provide?
We provide, of course, to keep it fair. Never know when someone might have an enchanted bow they're bringing along.
Fair enough.
So, she goes and gets 2 bows. One for each of you?
Yes, I think. I'm looking
All
over
right.
at Xellos.
1 copper per, if you don't mind, and that gets you 3 shots.
All right, hand it over.
Okay. So
Yeah, I'll pay for mine as well.
Don't track that as whatever. It's pocket change.
I was gonna be like, copper.
Yeah. If I say anything less than a gold, don't ever track it because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So she hands each of you the bow, and then a set of 3 arrows each. Arza, you have gold-fletched arrows. Xellos, you have green-fletched arrows. And she directs you over to the empty areas in front of your respective bullseyes. Go ahead, line up. If you can take a bullseye on your first shot, you get the grand prize. And if you get a bullseye on all 3, you get 2 of each. Special handmade gear by myself. I run the tailoring shop in town. My name's Jeslyn.
Good
So,
to meet you.
may I have your names, good sirs?
Xellos.
Xellos?
Arzalan.
Arzalan. My fancy names. You all are new, aren't you? All right, gentlemen. Off you go.
I'll let you go first, Xellos.
Okay.
Right.
You're
And
Getting
yeah.
the bow as we're sitting there.
Yeah. Go ahead and make attack rolls, if you would, please.
It's rigged. You gotta get a nat 20.
18.
Ooh. You get the arrow. Your arrow flies true and strikes the area just outside of the bullseye. So close, but not quite. Oh, you almost had it, Master Xellos. Come on. Give it another shot. You can do it. You're a half-elf, aren't you?
All right, we'll go for the next one. Ooh.
People
24.
around the people that are watching have been clapping. You got a 4 this time?
24.
24. All right. This time, soars through, strikes the bullseye. People clapping and cheering. Nicely done. I didn't know better. I'd say you did this professionally.
Oh, I think his nut's freezing up.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! Camera down!
Oh
Come
no!
back. This is your moment.
Oh man!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh!
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 Are you
Oh,
back?
stop animation.
Are you back, Mike? Are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
back.
There he is.
You're
There's
like
the boy.
super frozen.
All right, so I'll make my last roll then.
All right.
Let's see.
Professionally. That's
23.
apparently hard to
23.
hear.
All right. I fixed it. I realized I had stuff turned down. Thank you for notifying us. All right. So your last arrow flies through and strikes just next to your second arrow. So you got 2 bullseyes out of 3. Well done, sir. Nicely done. How are you going to top that golden one?
Perhaps, perhaps not. I don't do it professionally, but it's a bit of fun.
All right, let's see what he can do.
I'll step up and take my first shot.
Okay.
It sticks. Which I'm completely failing on for the moment. 17.
Okay. Your arrow flies on through and strikes that area just outside the bullseye. Oh, well, not bad actually. Compared to what other targets are struck, she's not lying.
It's like, well, I haven't had much cause to use it, so.
It's fine. You were just warming up. You got 2 more.
And that one's
Meanwhile,
15.
15?
Yep.
Okay. Similarly to the first, only this time it veers to the right, whereas previously it veered left. So you have, just on either side of the bullseye, you have an arrow.
You can do it. You hear from far, far away in the crowd.
I mean, if you line them up, maybe you could get the bullseye between them.
Yeah.
I'm just going to kind of give her a bit of a look and then see. And that's a 25.
Okay.
What's there else is there?
You.
I don't think I'm going for Robin Hood here.
Well, you kind of did.
That's too bad.
It strikes clean through, dead center of the bullseye, and just splits whatever arrows had been in that space. And the crowd just goes nuts.
Get off the bow.
My goodness.
It's like, oh, come on, I missed twice.
Yeah, but you more than made up for it with that
I didn't have
last
to say that
shot.
3 times the charm.
Nicely done, gentlemen. Here are your prizes. She goes and off to the side and collects a couple of wrapped packages in colorful paper. She hands one to each of you. So you each get a handmade scarf and a set of handmade winter gloves. Nice and cozy.
Listen, you could have gotten that for free. But no.
Hey, you're trying to give me a sweater. You don't try to give me a scarf.
Well, now you can have everything, and you'll be so warm.
You didn't know what a scarf was either, that because if you knew and you asked for it.
Well, to keep you nice and toasty during the Winter King season.
I'm just going to kind of look around just to see what I'm supposed to do with this long thing, because I'm presuming other people are wearing them.
And you can see she's also wearing one. She's wearing like her own stuff. So she has colorful gloves on and a nice brightly colored scarf woven about her neck and kind of draped. So you can kind of get the gist of how that works. Okay. So you put yours
I'll be
on.
putting the gloves on.
Okay. Xellos, yours is a nice forest green color with a little bit of different marks on it.
I'll go ahead and throw on as well. Just kind of be saying thank you inside, definitely.
Okay.
Very nice work.
Well, thank you very much. The one that she chose for you is red with a little bit of a fade, like an ombre to a bright orange at the end. So, and the gloves just match the scarves.
Now he has a scarf.
More fashionable.
Yes. Fashion. So, you guys have played your games, and do you continue on through the fair, or?
Yeah, just gonna see what else going on and whatnot.
Okay. So, as you all are roaming around, we're going to cut back over to the other group that is making their way to the temple. Except I am having struggles because we're all sick and all right. So,
Everyone says I'm gross.
okay. So,
Sounds nice.
within the town, you also see festivities going on. As you make your way through, you ask around a little bit and you get directed closer toward the center of town. One of the guards is basically like, yeah, you make your way up till where you see that giant tree there. That's pretty much the center of town, or to get you close to the temple. So you start making your way that way.
Could I ask whose temple it was?
He just gives you a real weird look when you ask that question. Temple of the Distant Divines?
Do I know what that means?
No, you don't.
Okay. I feel like I don't, but okay. Let's continue.
You're new around here. Ash just kind of collects both of you and is like,
I was looking
Yes.
at him and leave.
we just got into town. Sorry for bothering you. Thank you. So you head toward the center of the town square, where you see the town square has kind of been swept out, so that most of the snow is pushed to the side so people can pass, and there's stalls and the similar festivities as what's going on toward the outside. There is an immense cypress tree in the center of the town square. All these fair stalls are set up on all sides of the streets. There's colorful paper lanterns hung from boughs of the tree to the street lamps and building eaves. But most curiously, on the tree itself, you can see hundreds of colorful paper charms dangling from its boughs, fastened by red string. At the base of the tree sits what looks like a stone altar, simple, unassuming. But atop that altar stands a glass case, vaguely coffin-shaped. It's frosted over with cold, but from what you can see, more colorful charms are probably laying inside. As you watch, you see people going up to the tree periodically with charms in hand and fastening more on, appearing to say a quick prayer and then going on their way. And past this, you do see a large building that looks probably like it's designed as a temple. It's more of a big open air type of hall.
Like a coliseum, but a temple.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Not quite that gigantic, but it's fairly sizable.
Okay. Amphitheater.
Yeah.
Whatever. One of those.
So where would you like to go?
You said red string
Mm-hmm.
and a coffin thing
Mm-hmm.
on the tree? The
Mhm.
heck is that? I'm gonna check that out.
Okay. And I actually need to pull up my town thing because I had stuff in that file and I forgot. Okay. So as you're looking, there's really no explanation. This appears to be a tradition that the townspeople are well familiar with. There's just everybody's kind of coming and going and tying things up, and you see them kind of like saying prayers or making wishes or what have you, and then going on their way. Or, hanging out near the tree, socializing. It's just everybody's generally having a nice time.
Look for the nicest looking person.
The nicest looking person in what way?
Someone who looks like they'll talk to someone who looks like burnt. Literally burnt.
Okay.
And not freak out.
Okay. So, as you look, you do see there's a high elf standing there near the tree, kind of occasionally talking with people as they pass, wishing them, welcome and happy first arrival, that sort of thing. He is clad in long, simple but elegant grayish robes. He has long auburn hair that is pulled back and tied kind of in a half tail away from his face, with streaks of silver and gray. So he's an elf, but he's probably quite old to actually be showing his age. But he's just kind of standing around, and he sort of notices you looking around, looking a little bit lost. And he approaches you. You seem a little bit out of sorts. Is there something I can assist you with, dear?
Yes. What is the red string for?
This is the wishing tradition. It's part of the First Arrival Festival. Are you unfamiliar?
I'm new.
And he doesn't say anything, but there's a knowing look that he seems to have recognized something about all of you. Especially as he looks at the three of you, looking distinctly different. I see. So you're new to Rinthia, are you? Well, allow me to bid you welcome. I am Overseer Kendris of the house you see behind you.
His house.
Whose house?
The House of the Distant Divines. Rinthia is quite an eclectic array of people, all with different gods. We honor all and honor none above each of them. The House of the Distant Divines is a place where any may worship what they wish.
And the string.
As for the string, that's a bit of a long story if you're not familiar with the tradition. If you've the time, I can tell it.
Enough time.
Ash is kind of looking at you like, do we have to? But he says nothing.
Do I have anything that's like can cover his face?
He's got the hood pretty well over his head, so he's fairly in shadow, especially now that you guys are standing in the shadow of the tree.
Oh, okay.
But he's just not comfortable. So, you okay?
No,
Oh.
comes to Ash.
So, Kendris kind of looks to all of you and just starts to explain the tradition of the holiday, basically. So, in Rinthia, the annual turning of the year holiday, which you see going on before you, is called the Festival of First Arrival. It takes place in the month of First Dawn, when the Lord of Winter is the reigning king. According to Rinthian legend, this celebration commemorates the day the world itself came into being, woven into existence by the wishes of a now forgotten god, who built it as a resting place for his beloved fallen sister. The tale goes, the god hoped to one day revive her through her wishes and through the wishes and dreams of all those who came to Rinthia. Celebrants of the festival write down their hopes or wishes for the year to come on these colorful pieces of paper, cut into the shape of diamonds, which are then hung by the red string in a tree in the center of each city or village, called the Hope Tree. They are then left to the elements. Any wish papers remaining on the tree by the end of the year are collected and enshrined in this box you see before you. Usually it will be glass or crystal, sometimes brass, depending on the cost that the village is able to put forth. And it is believed that this forgotten god will come to collect these wishes one day and use them to awaken his lost sister. As to why the string is red, red is the color of lifeblood. It is the hope that all of this will allow his sister to rise. In essence, it's a ceremony of revival. One that has been going on in Renthia for as long as Renthia has existed, as far as anyone can tell.
Thank you.
Of course.
One more question. Is anyone in that temple, do they serve the matron of ravens?
Yes, we have a shrine to the Matron of Ravens, or the Raven Queen, or any other name you can think of to call her by.
Which way? Just easy to find.
If you make your way toward the back and you veer left, you will find her alcove. It's
Thank you.
relatively easy to find. There are quite a lot of ravens about, curiously.
Yes, of course. Well, thank you for your time.
Of course. Should you need anything, as I said, I am the overseer of the house. It is not strictly a temple in the sense that you may be familiar with, but you are welcome there if you are a cleric in service of any of those gods.
Okay. I'll go write the thing on the paper and tie it up.
Okay. So you go ahead and make your little wish on the paper and tie it up to the tree. Ash is just kind of standing back, watching, and keeping an eye on Mlaaku.
Mlaaku's gonna glance at it, and he's gonna look at Corke and be like, can I borrow a pen? Thank you.
You hand him a pen.
And does his thing and puts it on the tree, I guess.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Gives the pen back.
I want to look at what the heck you wrote.
You see nothing.
He's so
Literally written nothing.
Oh. Good content. All right.
Ash does not take a paper or place it on the tree. He's just waiting for both of you.
Yeah, we'll go at Temple now.
Okay. So you all make your way toward the temple. And we're going to bounce back to our friends having fun at the fair.
Scarves and gloves for days.
Yeah. Did you guys play some more games potentially while this was going on? Or are you hungry? What are you up to?
I think I probably would have played some more games.
Okay.
It's a fair from here to there.
Depending on the games, I may have just sat back and watched this time.
Okay. It's most of this is, typical fair type stuff. There's a game where you have to try and like throw a ball into a very delicate crystal cup at the top of a tower of them and try not to knock them all down, that kind of thing. Go ahead and just throw me a couple of D20 rolls, Xellos, and let me know how you do.
Just like regular attack rolls?
Yeah, just D20.
Nope, that was a terrible one. It was a 4.
All right, you haven't done so well since the initial decent run at the archery contest. But you guys have been, having fun and just kind of checking out the local color. It is worth noting that there is really an eclectic array of people. Largely humans and half-elves and some elves. But the other races are pretty equally spread out, and nobody seems particularly bothered by your appearance in this town. Arzalan in particular, you're not drawing as many eyes as you have so far. Most people are just kind of, they're wishing you all, happy first arrival, happy new year, welcome, and nobody seems to mind you.
Good. No paint questions. Well, it's nice to see no matter what world you're on, apparently, there's going to be a bazaar.
And people have to keep their spirits up somehow. Celebration is always good.
So, as you are roaming around, you do pass by one of these particular stalls. Is a fairly large open. The front of this tent is fairly open, and lots of animals. There are various cages with smaller creatures in it and birds and things like that, and some unusual creatures. There is a great, big, scruffy gray wolfhound just like sprawled out in the front sleeping, and in a chair next to the dog just kind of leaning back, sharpening or whittling away on some wood is a young man in kind of a shabby coat. He's unremarkable looking, he's lanky, he's young, and you see some hunting gear down beside him, and he's just kind of, he's not really like hawking his wares. His wares are kind of doing that for him, because of course the animals are just making noise. And there's cats roaming around in the tent, and it's quite a menagerie.
I always keep walking, looking at the wolfhound because we had a recent encounter with wolves that wasn't great. But then just kind of backing up a little bit, looking at the rest of the creatures. Is there a way of getting in there without stepping on the wolf, or?
Well, when I say wolfhound, we're talking like an Irish wolfhound, so it's more dog. It
Okay.
doesn't look like a wolf.
Okay.
It's just a big gray dog. Think like the dogs in Skyrim, actually. That's what they look like.
Still a bigger dog than I'm used to dealing with, so.
So, as you're looking around in there, the dog is kind of, you could conceivably step over this dog without causing a problem. There's enough space to walk. And the cats are meowing. 1 second.
They're like, why are you talking about dogs? Right here.
We have real live animal sound effects, you guys.
I'm still waiting for the howling up front to start.
Oh boy. So, as you start to pass by, the young man kind of looks up. Oh, hey. Looking for a familiar?
Maybe a performance partner.
Yeah, you look like the fair type. You coming from those wagons out there?
No, I came from a bit further away than that.
Huh. Well, I'm Flittum. It's my shop. Take a look around, see what you like. What are you in for?
Good to meet you. No. Something that can take care of itself, even when I'm traveling around.
Well, let's see. You don't look like the bird of prey type, so there's griffinches. And when you make that face, he's like, 1 second. And he goes and gets a little wooden cage, and inside, it looks like a finch until you look at the back, which looks like a house cat, but it's about the size of a finch.
Like, Xellos, you have to come see this. It's ridiculously adorable.
It chirps at you, and it's just, the tail is swishing.
I love him.
Xellos is uncontrollably laughing.
It's like, well, I certainly can't deny it's cute, but it seems a bit delicate for someone who's going to be traveling around.
Yeah, they're more house pets than anything, but they're pretty sweet, easy to take care of. Something a little hardier. Got a couple of pseudo dragons, but they're kind of mean.
Really now?
Yeah, they got sold to me by some passing through merchant guy who wanted to get rid of them. I think he was an alchemist or something. I don't know. He had some weird shit.
Well, Slayer dragons can take care of themselves fairly well.
Yep, and they bite a lot. But
Yeah, bite back.
good plan. Oh, let's see here. He kind of just like steps over the dog. The dog just kind of and doesn't move. I know, Una. Jeez, could you maybe move? And he goes
Quite
and
the doorstep you have there.
yeah, she's my hunting partner. Promise that she's not that lazy out in the field.
She is welcome to be plenty lazier on me.
So he comes back with a couple of small square cages, and inside there is one copper dragon and one green. And they are, as he's holding the cages next to each other, they're kind of trying to pick a fight with each other. And there's
They're like beta fishes.
yeah. Pretty much. They're
out of water betas.
so yep. Do you have a favorite?
Well, I'm rather partial to metallic colors for some mysterious reason.
Yeah, fancy that. Copper to go with your gold.
I think it'd make a nice mix, provided we can actually get along.
Well, he puts the green one aside, and the green one is like kind of trying to reach out of the cage. Stop it, damn it. God. I think the copper's a little nicer, to be honest, so good choice. He opens up the cage and come on. Okay.
I'm going to offer my hand out first. I'm just going to take it. I'm going to let it
Okay.
get to look at me first.
Okay. It kind of looks at you and then its wings just kind of flap up.
Like, all right, I think I know what you want. I'm going to take a little bit of rations out of my pocket and offer them up.
Okay.
Out of my sash rather than offer them up.
Okay. And that little sinewy tail suddenly starts just going, and it sort of surges forward.
It's like, yes, there's more where that come from if you're going to behave yourself.
It looks at you and just kind of cocks its head.
I'm going to look at the guy. It's like, well, I think we had good starting negotiations.
Well, you certainly found the way to his heart.
I've met a Suedo dragon before.
Huh. Well, that
Meat's
one,
better, but they like just about anything they can eat.
that's true. Well, that one, if you want him, is, let's see, 10 gold.
I'm just kind of looking at the dragons like, do you say you're worth it?
A little tiny puff of like, it's like a spark, basically, but that's about it.
Baby.
Like, it's a vessel. I'm not going to argue. I'll just hand over the 10 gold.
Okay. Thanks.
Like,
Arza?
maybe then we'll calm down some.
Arzalan, you said?
Yes.
Nice doing business with you. Flittum. He points up, and you notice there's a sign hanging off the front of the tent that says Flittum's Familiars. Don't ask where I get them all. People seem to think I like animals, so they just bring them to me.
Well, judging from what the alchemist did, that does seem to indeed be a standard
Yeah.
approach.
Well, I like them better than people most of the time, but you know.
I can understand that.
Well, you looking for any more for your street show or whatever it is you're doing, or how about your friend there?
Well, I think just the one will do for me. Would you like a companion, Xellos?
I'm perfectly fine, thank you.
Ah, come on! I could tell you're a wizard.
Yeah, I'm looking down at the dragon. Not much fun, is he?
The dragon's like, and just starts kind of preening.
Perhaps at a later time. I'm not really in the market for another familiar.
Suit yourself. All right, you guys have a great day. Happy
I'm
first
gonna-
arrival.
Yes, happy first arrival to you as well. I'm going to hold my arm out to the dragon to see if it'll actually come to me if I have to pick it up.
It kind of looks at you a moment and seems like it's searching you, like to see if there's more of that food. But then it just kind of scrabbles up your arm and up to your shoulder and hunkers down.
As soon as it settles in, I do give it a little bit of food because that's what I wanted to do. So,
Okay.
good job.
Okay.
Good training, right?
And it's like, it's eating happily.
It's like, I'll have to find a name that you like.
And it sparks again.
I gotta look up names Sparky and Farsi.
So, you guys have bought a pet. Well, one of you did. Naturally, at any mall, you must stop by the pet shop and resist the urge to buy or succumb to it.
We're not.
If you have gold, you succumb.
So, what would you like to do from here?
I'd update my sheet. I'm just gonna kind of look over at Xellos. Do you think we ought to see what they're doing now? I thought they'd catch up with us by now. Temple can't be that hard to find.
Yeah, who knows what kind of trouble they're getting themselves into this time. Best we make our way over.
Besides, we may as well thrill the night with the new edition. As I'm scratching the...
Just bringing all sorts in.
And then we're around the corner. I'm just kidding.
Where have you been, guys? All right. So you guys are gonna start to make your way into, the town proper, and we will go to break for right now, and revisit the other group when we return. So give us about 5-10 minutes.
Coffee time.
So at the temple, are you going off to see if you can find the Raven Queen's alcove?
Yup.
Okay.
I'm also gonna ask Fidget on the way if she remembers what date we left. Was it near the New Year?
So you, as you approach the large stone structure, Ash steps off to the side and just kind of stays in the shade of the building, keeping his gaze down. We'll wait for you here.
Hmm. 10 minutes. Maybe.
All right. Mlaaku, what are you gonna...
Once we begin walking away from Ash, I'm just gonna comment to Corke, he's an antisocial one, isn't he?
Oh, very.
He's gonna be my favorite.
Hey, I think he grows on you like fungus.
Oh yeah, I know a thing about fungus.
Somehow that surprised me.
Pull out my flask and take a drink.
You should be careful with that fungus, though. The ravens might. Nah.
I'm not listening to her anymore. I'm just keeping up with my...
I wasn't gonna finish the sentence anyway.
I'm just gonna take a...
I'm like Fidget, talking to Fidget, like, he's gonna get pegged to oblivion, isn't he?
Maybe.
Must have dropped it earlier.
Well, everyone has to die sometime. On we go.
He's a strange one. They're all kind of weird in the astral planes. Oh, there's the temples!
And as you look, off to your left, you see an open alcove that kind of it opens into basically like a little area that looks like it's kind of it's indoors technically, but it's kind of like an open skylight, and there are some trees in there. It's like a little indoor clearing garden area where there's just a stone bird bath-esque altar, and there is blood inside of it. And there are ravens just kind of hanging out inside this area, quietly. And you notice one of them looks a little familiar and just kind of seems to nod at you.
Pull out some bread for that one.
Flutters down, snatches it up, Goes back to its branch.
Happy one. Is there anyone around the alcove?
Not really.
Ah.
There's people in various different types of robes, just kind of milling and, you know, going about their business. But the temple's actually relatively empty. Most people are kind of out doing their thing in the festivities. Yeah.
Yeah. Does it look well kept?
For the most part, everything here looks clean and well kept. As you were passing, you did notice some shrines definitely seem to get more offerings than others. This one seems pretty sparse in terms of offerings placed. It doesn't look like it's really been visited for a while, but clearly someone here is at least ensuring that all of the shrines are kept clean and well tended.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna cut my finger. Well, yeah, I'm gonna take off a glove and cut my hand just into the fountain.
You cut your hand and squeeze a little bit of blood into the fountain.
Are there any books around here?
No.
Gosh darn it. Would I know from back home the way to get paid when one is in a temple and one is a cleric? I have no money. Oh, look at the birds.
As you look at these birds, the one that you fed has kind of like finished eating, and it kind of watches you. It flutters down to the fountain's edge and just kind of looks up at you expectantly for a moment, and then flutters out the way you came, and then stops on kind of the low wall just outside of that alcove and watches you.
I'm gonna follow it.
Okay. It kind of continues in this way where it flies a little bit ahead, stops and waits for you. Flies a little bit ahead, stops and waits for you. And then flies a little further ahead and lands alongside one of the few people that are in here. And this is someone who's wearing kind of gray robes, very similar to what Kendris had on. And they are, you know, they look like they're kind of just keeping the shrines cleaned and dusting and such, just tending things and refilling water in various holy vats. Oh. Well, hello. Ah, I see. You've brought a friend. Can I help you?
Would you know where to get something for cleric's pay? Usually I don't do this, but I got brought here at a bad time.
You're looking to claim your tribute. Understood. What was your name?
Corke.
Corke. With the matron, I assume, given...
Yes.
She gestures to the bird. Well, let's see. Give me just a moment. She heads off a little distance to a podium, and you see her kind of bend down and behind it, and she throws down this big, huge tome.
Oh gosh. Stares into the void. Big book.
Here we go. Matron of Ravens. And... here you are. Corke. I think that's what that says.
What? It says what?
Corke?
Oh, okay. I didn't hear. I heard I thought he said something else.
So... Oh yes, it looks like you haven't reported in for several weeks. Well then, let me see if I can get you your purse. 1 second. She closes up the book. I really wish we'd keep more than one of these. Let's
That'd be
see.
a good idea.
And that looked like roughly 300 for the last 2 weeks' pay. Yes?
Yes, that would be good.
And then I see another 50 for the job completed in the Broshka Pass. Is that right?
Yeah, how did you...
That's what it says in the book.
Yes. Do you have a past named that here?
Sorry?
Do you have a place named that here?
It doesn't sound familiar at all to me, to be quite honest, but that's not unusual. Here you go.
Okay, thank you. Would you know if I could find some books or some other clerics for the matron?
Honestly, you might be one of the first I've seen that's a adherent of the matron. Here, anyway.
Anyone who knows anything about undead and curses.
Well, if you go to the north, yes.
Great. Do you know anything about a big door?
She looks to the doorway of the temple.
Okay.
This kind of door.
I'm afraid not.
Okay.
Sorry, I just work with the overseer. We are scholars, not clerics, to be quite honest. We maintain the temple and take down lore of the different people that come through.
So nothing on, like, say somebody is turning undead, but is not yet undead.
Not here. Oh, wait, not yet?
Yeah, it's really weird. Do you know anything about curses?
I know they're bad?
Great.
Sorry.
That's fine.
Honestly, the overseer would be the best person to talk to about things like that. He opened this house when he arrived, so he probably knows more than anyone about almost anything.
His name is Kendris, you said earlier?
Kendris outside?
Yeah, tall, really rather handsome, but old elf. That's the guy. Don't tell him I said that, please.
Wow.
Please don't tell him I said that.
Sure.
Hey, I just paid you, okay?
You know that face Corke just has? It's just that face.
Okay.
It means nothing, but it's that face.
Anyway, he'd be the one to talk to if you want to know things about lore. We don't really have any formal libraries here, but he keeps documentation of his own. He takes down stories and things.
Great. Thank you.
You'd want to go to a bigger city if you want to get to an actual library.
Where is the bigger city?
Well, if you cross the water, you can find a few of them along the trade routes. Kind of depends on what you're looking for.
Okay. Books. Mostly.
Right. Well, if you're looking to deal with undead, you might be able to head northward, pass through Keldrick's Folly, and go up into the mountains near Eldspire. Pretty big town, or pretty big city up there, if they'll let you in. They deal with the undead a lot.
Hordes of undead around it and on the way?
More or less.
Sounds fun. Okay, I'll go.
And I turn to the raven and I say, God, take care of her. And I
The raven just nods.
I'll toss it another piece of bread. It gave me like half a loaf earlier.
Okay. And it caws at you and takes the bread and flutters on back down the hall.
Oh shoot! Wait, I'll go back. Do you have perhaps any openings for any jobs?
I mean,
Not for me.
oh, well, what are you looking for exactly?
Something for maybe that you could work in during the day and have time enough at night to spend with a younger sibling.
I mean, there's caretaking of the shrines. It's kind of boring, as you can see. And if you draw the short straw, you don't get to go to the festival for the weekend.
Oof. Sorry. Well.
Yeah, well,
It happens.
it's fine. I'll go tonight.
Why doesn't the party always start at night?
Something like that.
All right, thank you.
Sure. If you're
What's
looking
your name
for spare jobs, you might check around the inn. There's always job boards posted in the taverns.
Okay. And what's your name again?
Oh, me? Lily.
Thank you, Lily.
Sure. Happy
peace
first
out.
festival, first arrival, and whatever. Go have fun.
Yep. And as I walk away, I whisper to myself, "Happy birthday to me."
She goes back to sorting books and things.
That poor girl's every 7-Eleven clerk.
She's basically like, can you like, yeah,
How much was it? 300.
350.
I have money. Oh man.
The gods have blessed you.
I was like, what the heck? That's a lot of money. Healthcare benefits. Look at this.
But you're like level 10.
Yeah, so I'm doing good. Wow. Shoot. Yeah, I don't want to talk to Kendris with Ash there. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna
So
tell them we got
head
money.
You head out of the temple.
Well, no answers there. But there is a big town, city, northwards across the ocean. Lots of undead to fight. But probably more than likely to find an answer of some kind, considering they deal with it there more than here. They had no books in there. It was really weird. Like, really weird. I'm just like, I'm so used to having books in the temple. What the heck?
As you say. He's kind of dismissive with those short words in the sense that you get the sense that he's not interested in arguing the point here and now, but he's really not interested in your idea at all. Before you can say much more, a wild cat
arrives. Cat falls on my shoulder and tries to eat me.
You see Ash kind of nods, and you looking behind you see Arzalan and Xellos making their way up to where you guys are. You guys have found your way through the city and asking around, found your way to the temple as well as, the giant tree that's in the center of the square near this temple. Did you want to stop and check out the tree, or did you want to, you can see your companions up there. So what would you like to do?
Probably would stop and ask about what's up with the ribbons and whatnot. You don't have to with the strings and whatnot, but you don't have to go through the whole thing again.
Okay. So you kind of get the spiel from Kendris. Excuse me. And do you go up and partake, or do you just kind of check it out?
I do write something down and hang it up.
Okay.
I just walked over to the rest of them.
Okay, you bypass the hope tree and head over to the others. Well, looks as though you've either done some shopping or did some winning.
We had
Nice
a
guy.
bit of good luck early on.
So now what? Well, I got maybe a job for Corke, if she wants it. And something to help them get by for the next few weeks or so.
I rather think she can take care of herself, don't you?
Yes, but it's still a nice thing to do. You're not the only one who cares about duty and honor.
I have not been around.
Oh no.
And it seems I was in the temple for much longer than the other
Got
two.
attacked by
Okay.
Raven.
Yeah. I'm gonna come out, opening my flask again. I'm like, wow, there's a lot of blood in there. That has to be unhealthy. And I come in, I'm like, duty and honor.
Blood? Sorry.
I just kind of like the glove, just kind of show the.
It's just a offering thing.
He's looking rather put off, but does not say anything.
It's not fun, but there was no one there to talk to, so
Well, people have their ways. Just kind of scratches the little dragon's chin.
Oh, you've gotten a new friend, have you?
Well, he wasn't getting along too well with his roommate, so I decided to take him out and take him for a walk.
did they have more of those?
A very foul-tempered green one.
Might match this guy. So
Ash just gives you a real flat look.
Speaking of, can I stealthily prestidigitate the flask to taste like something else?
Go ahead and roll a sleight of hand. Mlaaku, do you want... What's your passive perception?
My passive perception is 13.
Okay.
I feel like it wouldn't even matter, even if you didn't hide it. You'd be too drunk.
I kept drinking it.
18.
18? Okay, so you sneakily kind of throw another prestidigitation flavor
I make
into
it
the
the
flask.
most bitter, foul-tasting thing I can think of.
So, camel piss.
Why do you know what that tastes like, Jess?
I don't. It just sounded awful.
I mean,
Well,
Right.
learning new things.
I put it away, none the wiser.
It's like it's a bad beer.
Gonna get some
It's the
bad
only-
beer face going on.
It's the only thing I know about beer is that it apparently tastes like pee.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Anyway,
The hot pepper wasn't scaring him off, so something else.
so what are you? What all are you up to now?
Shoot, I want to look for a pet too. Dang, that looks cool. I got money now. We'll find Cora later. Well, I should probably do a sending message here, actually.
My apologies. My cat just jumped on the table beside me and slid it across the room into me. I love you,
Kitty.
Percy. I love you.
You see his face? He's like, uh-huh.
My assistant DM. My familiar.
Is he gonna kick all your dice away again?
Probably.
Sending 25 words.
So are you guys going to try and relocate everybody, or
I'm gonna be. I'll probably. I want to see what else is in the fair. I'll send Corke and Alice a message. And Sah'Shad.
Okay, so you send out the message. We won't go into the particulars of
Yeah.
that, but you send out the message to let them know you guys are going to be roaming around the fair.
Sah'Shad is asking if free later.
All you get back. Do you get anything back?
Yeah, 25 words.
All you get back from Corke is seriously.
Wait, that was at the end of the message, but we tell her where we are.
Okay. So,
Curse can't say anything. He's not here.
you're awful. So, yeah, she kind of said what you get back from her, basically, the gist of it is, seriously, and then catch you up later. Something like that.
Oh my gosh.
So you guys are free to roam about the fair stalls, and if you go back outside the town, you can go back and revisit the pet shop, as it were, or the various game areas. There's also plenty of food stalls and shopping to be had here, and wild dogs roaming the streets. Apparently,
That was from the Familiars store.
too small.
It sounded pretty big from here. Yeah, I'll go check the pet store, but dang, I want to look at food too.
Okay. So as you're strolling on through, there are plenty of opportunities for basically like street food. You can get yourself a turkey leg, that kind of thing. Bread bowls of soup.
You know it.
So I did forget before, as we're wandering around, I'm going to ask if anyone knows anything about that fair that's setting up.
Oh, okay. So you ask, just you grab somebody passing by, and an older halfling woman kind of stops and is like, "Oh, you're talking about the fair outside there, dear? Yes."
Yes, I noticed it on the way in.
Can't remember the name of it. It's some sort of wandering wonderment or something like that, and I don't know, it's like a sideshow kind of thing. He's got all sorts of weird creatures that he shows off. He comes around once every couple of years. Travels all over, isn't he? He says.
Oh, so he has visited before then.
Oh, all the time. Handsome gentleman, that. Bit weird looking. Can't quite tell where exactly he's from. So you all look a bit new as well.
Yes, we're a bit of a mixed bag.
Oh, so, do you happen to have a place to stay in town yet? And you see her smile in this. I'm going to sales pitch the hell out of this.
Yes, we do.
Pity. Where exactly did you see you were staying?
We didn't.
Oh. Well, that's a shame. I'm sure it's very nice if you're, staying at the Angry Ram or something like that. They're a nice couple of kids, those twins. But, if they end up a bit full with the festival, you can come see me down at the Goose and the Feathers. My daughters and I will take good care of all of you.
That sounds nice.
Yes. Oh, by the way, name's Abelia Tussfeather.
You don't have a problem with pets, do you?
Not at all. Did you just pick that up from Freedom?
Just gonna give it a little scratch and a nod.
Thought so. He was complaining about those two earlier. Well.
I think I just didn't like being locked up.
Yeah, they look a bit bitey.
I was kind of look down on him. What do you think?
Oh, such a ferocious dragon. Anyhow, is there anything else you had questions about?
I'm gonna lean in. Be like, how are the drinks?
At the end?
Just breathing the alcohol.
Probably better than
Goodness, you are a strong one.
flex my arms and like, thank you.
Lot two, I suppose. You look like you could hold quite a few down. You'll not find much stronger than a good dwarven or halfling brew. And we've got both at my inn.
You also have baths at your inn.
Absolutely. We
And
like
then
to
give
be
Mlaaku a look.
clean.
That seems to be going completely over me.
And some of the finest comfort food you'll ever find anywhere. My daughter Rose, her husband, is a fine, fine cook. Those
sounds
turkey
great.
legs at the side stall there are coming out of my inn, I'll have you know.
Any pastries?
Well, of course. If
I'm
you
just
like
kinda murmuring
sweets, we've
to-
got plenty.
I was kind of remembering Xellos since he's apparently the smart one of the group. What's a turkey?
Sort of like, it's like, you have chickens where you're from.
Yes.
It's a it's a larger chicken.
Basically.
Fair enough. I know I want the foul-tempered things to be larger, but
It's a very fat chicken.
Imagine it like 3 times bigger.
I just realized there's a dragon behind Linda.
True,
Been there for
true.
a few streams now.
Yep.
Oh, good content. Good content.
there's actually about 4 dragons back there.
Oh, well.
But the one you can see is
You haven't
like,
bought that
the
many
color
from the
of
pet shop yet, okay?
Dragon horde.
oh man. Oh.
So, you've all gotten your sales pitch from Abelia, and she told you about her inn, the Goose and Feathers. And you heard mention of another inn tavern known as the Angry Ram. It seems like there's quite a few places to stay in this town. It's not a small town by any means, so you're
Party town.
yeah. So. But yes, did that answer your question?
We kind of got off the subject, but it's much as I need to know. So
Okay. Yeah, she told you a little bit about the sideshow fair thing that's being set up outside of town.
it's like, well, I forgot to ask when it's going to open. It seems like they're still setting up.
Oh,
Good.
that set of wagons outside.
Yes. There was just something rather familiar, we'll say.
As you say.
Bet
Look.
you could upstage them.
What was that?
I bet you could upstage them.
Well, you certainly look like the performer type.
Yes, but I don't perform for the common audience usually.
There's like a little bit of an eyebrow raise, like, oh my, someone is suddenly quite high and mighty, but Ash says nothing.
He's like, you look like the performing type, and Cork's like, he's a bard. What?
Magic bards are different from performing bards.
Yeah, but he's flashy as heck.
He ain't seen nothing.
What did you-
Mlaaku suddenly seems very intrigued and looks to Arza and says, you perform?
Yes, when so inclined.
I used to do that back in the day.
I can
You.
imagine sorts of places you performed.
What was that?
I can imagine the sorts of places you performed.
Wherever the coin is good.
Certainly we don't
Probably
need to-
probably not your scale.
Likely not, no.
You're both pretty. Let's go.
So you all kind of start walking and just kind of strolling through the fair, taking in the sights. And how are we on time?
Dude, we're real good. It's
Okay.
10 p.m. I'm good.
All
I'm having a
right,
good time.
we'll keep rolling and partying.
I can sleep at 3, so it's whatever.
I was up till 4 a.m. writing content for this stream.
As you do.
It's fine. I'm fine.
Yeah, but now we have to go through all the NPCs, so it has service.
Yes, it's working. It's good. It's great.
Okay, it's good. We love all of them.
Yeah.
I want to find that NPC you said I would like.
You didn't find her, but
I know.
Xellos and
That was
Arzalan totally did.
Ah, I'm not sure which one.
She gave them scarves and shit.
Darn it! I knew it.
Hey, you guys split up.
Did Corke actually say she wanted to find the pet shop, or?
Yeah, you guys
Alright,
can go ahead. Like I can find you.
Well, because I was gonna lead you there.
Oh yes, okay,
Alright.
let's do that.
So
She also wants to play games. She's terrible at them, but
Okay.
she will want to play games.
Okay. So you guys head out back to the outside part of the town. And as you make your way out of there, you look back and Ash isn't anywhere to be found.
What the heck?
Though you don't have to wait long before you see him actually coming back out of the town a little ways behind you. Just walking at a decent stride.
Ooh,
Well, I'm
mysterious.
Well, he did say he intended to go his own way.
Something caught my attention, that's all.
Something bad.
No, nothing. Nothing important.
You never really stop for anything.
Damsel in distress, perhaps?
Do you want to check it out?
Look at Arzalan.
It's none of your business. He turns and just kind of starts examining some of the other stalls to just basically put all of you on ignore. So as you're going through, you see, as you guys pass the archery range, Jeslyn waves to the two of you, remembering you from earlier, because of course you're wearing her prize material. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna kind of look at Corke. It's like, maybe you should try it. It's archery.
Hello!
Oh, I do like this. I just maybe stay very far from me. Fair one.
Try your luck at the archery range, Mum.
Sure. When I do stay far from the target.
Obviously. You that bad a shot?
Yes, sometimes.
Okay. 1 copper gets you 3 shots. These guys know the drill. And try to hit the bullseye as many times as you do, you get a prize.
Oh, why not?
So
I'm making sure I'm standing directly behind Corke.
Oh my gosh, no, seriously, you're gonna get. I have a dex of 8.
oh god. Okay, so
Is it cheating if I cast Bless on myself?
Yes,
Yes.
I think it is.
Darn it.
so
You'll get your just desserts if you do this.
okay.
I hope I not won.
How about you, sir? She looks at you, Mlaaku. You want to try your luck?
I don't really have any money, otherwise I'd love to.
Oh, we'll get you one on the house for this. Just this once. My gift.
Oh, well, thank you.
Stay away from him too.
I can tell he's probably had his fair share of the fair's fare, if you would.
I'll have you know, I am a crack shot.
When you're sober or when you're drunk?
Huh?
Right. Here you go.
She steps way far out.
Strategically put the shield on the...
Alright. You guys know the drill. So fire away. Do your rolls.
Is this like a ranged attack?
Yep.
What do you add to this?
Well, dex and proficiency bonus if you are proficient.
Does this count as a simple weapon?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Short bow, basically.
14.
Okay. You hit a couple rings out from the bullseye, but you don't you actually hit the target.
I'm like on my little broken finger, the one that's missing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's kind of needed for this.
Oh, don't
That's
hurt
not
yourself,
bad.
dear. Why don't you
Oh,
get
that-
someone to do that for you?
That's already broken.
That's the same one. That's
Okay.
awesome.
all right. So it strikes the target on the opposite side.
You see, this is a lot better than back home.
How so?
Yeah, just never stay near me if there's a bow involved.
Well, you got one more. You might get lucky.
Oh yeah.
$17.
Okay. This one also hits just next to your last shot, pretty close. And you're out of arrows.
Oh. Well, you did hit the target. That's honestly a lot better than most people do.
Well, that's new.
All right, you're up, mister. No.
So he picks up the bow as if he's like never looked at one in his life. And then he grabs the arrow and he looks more like he's about to like play the cello for a moment. And he kind of puts it together and knocks it, and as he aims, it kind of
People are
going
kind of-
around a
yeah.
bit.
People in the crowd are kind of chuckling a little bit at
And
this
as he's
display.
playing, he lets it go. And
It's me playing Overwatch.
ooh, that is a 26.
You just kind of like let it fly wherever, and there's just like this gasp, this ripple of gasps through the crowd as you land square in the dead center of the bullseye.
Did I break it?
No, you. Oh, that was a perfect shot.
Huh.
Are you cheating?
Oh, I know.
I got another one, right?
You get two more.
Lucky day. This time he knocks it. He seems a little bit steadier.
Sobering up, he's gonna miss.
That's a 27.
You split your arrow down the middle. And the old
Sorry,
arrow
was that
just
expensive?
the old arrow just falls down into splinters. Come on. You got one more.
All right.
You see her kind of lean back and take a drink from a tankard that she had sitting off to the side.
So this time, he actually seems like the most stable he's been, and he really focuses. But as he pulled back, he accidentally like trips a little, and as he does, he lets go of it. But it's a 17.
Doesn't hit the target, but it's like pretty close on that line between that second ring and the target line. Well, you almost had a perfect score. Would have been the first one this year.
Drat.
Well done, sir. You certainly look in need of the prize. One moment, I'll get you your scarf and your gloves.
And she hands over a wrapped package. You. Inside,
I just start digging into it.
there's a nicely hand-woven scarf of kind of bluish, like midnight blue with some darker colors and little flecks of white that look like they're kind of made to represent stars, and matching gloves.
I put it on and I wrap it and I toss it back with a bit of a flourish.
I'll
Very
give
nice.
him an ugly sweater.
Oh my god.
That is probably too tight because he has a beer belly.
Oh yeah, I never explained that.
We need to see this. So you just made work for
I
yourself.
forgot to describe that earlier. Otherwise, Mlaaku's very tall and lithe, but he's got a bit of a gut.
I drew it. It's on Twitter.
Oh, it's on Twitter now?
Yeah, it's on Twitter now.
Yay.
I got to post it.
I should also, I guess as I turn around, because I forgot to describe that as well, as he turns to like look at the group, kind of like, hey, go me. You guys also notice on his gut is just a massive stretch of scar tissue. Like going up from his gut, like up to his chest. It looks like something like literally like went through him. But he doesn't seem to pay it much mind.
Corke doesn't really notice. Corke's like, buddies! Just kidding.
I'm just kind of looking, it's like, well, that's disgusting.
Indeed. Sweating.
He's all decked out for winter.
Like, she will fight you on those sweaters, just so you know.
Man,
Yeah, he looks like he might be worse off than you.
it's called for a victory bit drink.
Also, might be better instead of
Ah! Ah! It's not the worst of it.
Arza just looks mildly stunned for some reason that nobody knows about.
You could have made it look like made it taste like poo, but you know, of course, a drink.
Well, you know.
Good time.
Okay, next challenge. Rancid eggs.
I love this experiment. So good.
All right, are you gonna stealth cast prestidigitation again?
Yep.
Okay.
How big is this flask?
That was a 21.
Big,
Large.
big flask. Still pocket
It's
size.
21? Okay.
Yep.
I guess not.
And that supersedes your passive perception, yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay.
This is 13.
By a large margin.
Are you at all suspicious? Like, keeping an eye on Arza at all? Do you want to challenge that at all?
No.
Okay.
Too drunk.
Okay. So you all proceed down along the stalls, and you come back across the very hard to miss large tent where Flittum is there with all of his various animals and such. And as he sees the two of you, he's like, "Oh, hey, back already? Figured you wanted another one?
Well,
The
not for
little
me.
green guy is still here."
I think one's enough for me, but I'm gonna go with a Corke.
Any birds in this store?
Any birds? Is there a specific bird you're looking for? Because he just kind of gestures, and much of what is hanging from the tent are bird cages.
Oh, I thought it was just like a sign. Okay.
Why'd you just show her the cute little creature you showed me?
Oh, the griffinch. Sure.
Oh man.
He produces this tiny little bird cage, and inside you see a little finch, but when it turns, you see the hind end of a cat, like a little house cat.
I can't do this. Oh
And it
man.
chirps happily at you and flutters.
That is so weird. It's so cute.
A lot of them in the area near the Edgewood. They're pretty friendly. Make great pets.
Odd. Do you have anything that hunts?
Got owls, different kinds of rodents. Got a fox. You can't have her. He points to the big sleeping dog. She's mine. Ermine. Got a couple of falcons, owls, you know. What are you looking for?
I don't really know.
What do you want it to hunt?
Yeah, I don't really know.
What kind of birds do you like? How about
I don't exactly keep them as pets.
ravens?
Yes.
Uh,
I wouldn't keep them as a pet, so you should probably not even try to sell it.
I don't really have those because most people don't really want them.
Yeah, I know. You have anything weird other than this
Weird.
finch
Cat.
cat?
Yeah. You smoke?
No.
Oh, well, you don't have to, but he produces this like long wooden pipe case type of a thing that has some very intricate designs from some foreign land. He kind of taps on it. Hey, wake up! And in a plume of what seems like smoke, a long, white, weasel-like creature floats out into the air.
What the heck is that?
This is a pipe fox.
Can I smoke it?
I don't think so. Some merchant from the islands across the water offloaded this one onto me. He's pretty cute.
I
Kind
am
of sassy.
very- How does that work?
Well, honestly, I don't know. He just said you kind of tap on it and it usually wakes up, and if he wants to come out, he'll come out. And as he's talking, this thing is just like kind of winding itself around his shoulder and just like kind of climbing all over him, and he doesn't seem to care.
Is it like, do you have to feed him?
He seems to take pretty good care of himself.
Yeah, it's really weird. That's how much?
Well, I mean, honestly, the case is probably the most expensive thing. Because it's a very nice, old, antique, nicely lacquered and painted with these beautiful designs. I don't know. 50 gold?
No discount for a traveling cleric.
This isn't the temple. Sorry. I gotta eat.
Thank you when you're dying. Okay, sure, but also, do you have anything maybe a little girl would like?
He kind of gestures to the Griffinch.
That's fair.
Also, there's like a lot of cats back here. And indeed, there are cats just lazing around wherever you kind of look. They're just kind of sleeping and being cats.
Is there a white one? Yeah.
There's a little white one sleeping on top of one of the cages.
Chris is gonna kill me. I want to get the white one. I'm
Okay.
gonna get the little thing.
Okay. So, are you getting the Griffinch as well?
Oh no.
Oh, okay. You're just getting the
That
white
poor
cat.
thing is gonna exist there, but I'm not gonna buy it.
Okay. So you go over to this little white cat, and it peeps open one eye that's blue, and then the other eye opens and it's yellow. It purrs and just kind of bunts its head up against your hand. You take her.
Sure.
She's free.
Cool. Give the 50.
Okay. So you give him the
And
50. And he kind of just like scratches at the little pipe fox's head. He's like, looks like you found yourself a new home. Go on that way. And the pipe fox just kind of brushes against his cheek as it floats past, and it floats up to you and starts to kind of stop a few inches ahead of your face and kind of turns a full circle around until it twists and comes back up again and looks at you. And then it kind of brushes by your cheek and wraps down around your shoulders and kind of settles there.
I
And-
hope you like talking books.
And Flittum holds out the pipe to you.
Take good care
Does
of
he
it.
have? Does he have the name?
Whatever's written on that thing, but I can't read it, and the guy didn't tell me.
Does it look like anything?
Nope. Nothing you would know.
Okay. I'll ask. Well, we'll leave, but I'll ask them if they can read any of it
Okay.
while we're walking.
All right. As you guys are looking at it, doesn't look familiar to any of you.
That.
I just called him Snowy. It's white.
That might get very confusing. We have a big. No, never mind. See you. Thank you for pets. Good
Happy
piece.
first.
Yes, that too.
So, you now have a pipe fox. And it's pipe.
So cute. I have to draw it. This sucks.
I have to squeeze in some Japanese mythology, you guys. I have
It's
to.
a baby.
It's my soul.
I cannot call that thing snowy. On account of Sah'Shad might keep turning. He's gonna be like, are you making fun of me?
Are you making fun of me?
All right, so you are now one pseudo dragon and one pipe fox richer,
And one cat.
and one cat, and you have scarves. And the cat is just kind of following you, following along with you. It's
Is it a kitten or a cat?
it's a young cat, not fully grown, but not a kitten.
Okay. It doesn't want to, like, be carried.
It's kind of following, but if you try to pick it up, it won't stop you.
I'll just carry the kitty.
Okay. So you pick up the kitty and carry it over your shoulder, and it kind of just hangs out there and purs and starts
It's
to kind
hanging
of,
with the fox.
it kind of starts to knead into your shoulder a little bit.
A walking weirdo.
This sure is a sight.
talking book. Pipe fox.
I'm just looking around to see if anyone's not paying attention to us since we've acquired some accent pieces, we'll say.
Given your proximity to Flittam's tent, nobody seems terribly surprised.
Where's the lantern thing? Dang it. I found something cool.
There was one in there, actually.
Ah, dang it. It's too late. I like the pipe fox.
So as you're walking along, you guys get yourselves some snacks here and there, and you're eating your street food and wandering around.
Is there anything that looks vaguely like a cake?
There does appear to be a table set out where it looks like there's like a cakewalk type of a contest going on.
What the heck is that?
You see people like doing kind of a thing that's a bit like a musical chairs type of situation, where they are walking around outside of like these cakes, and then they all have to stop. And then
Oh,
eventually,
no, okay. I mean, like a cake I can eat
a cake you can eat.
to
There's
celebrate quietly.
there are various stalls where any number of things are being sold, so you pick up some pastries and eat them.
I'll keep them for later.
Okay, so you
When
get
I'm
them packaged
alone.
up and you eat yourself. You have yourself a snack for later. As you're walking through, there's all manner of things to see and do. Although as you walk along, there amidst the stalls, throw me a little perception check.
$11.
19.
Okay.
10.
17.
Come on, guys. My wisdom sucks.
My
They're just all,
passive is higher than what I rolled.
everybody's just like, party?
If my passive count is fine.
Yeah, if your passive's higher, go ahead and we'll count that.
It's the wisdom mod, right? And plus 10? 15.
Okay.
My passive is fine.
Okay, that's fine.
As you're walking along, you do notice there amidst the stalls of the festival, you see a small cloaked figure seated on a ragged blanket, sheltered from the snow, kind of thanks to the way that they've cleverly situated themselves between a couple of the stall covers. On closer inspection, this figure looks to be probably a child. Pretty waifish and dirty, light blonde hair peeking out from under the hood of this dark cloak that he wears. Just kind of hanging limp and matted around his face. And you see he's got a bowl kind of situated to the edge of the blanket that has a couple of coins in it here and there. Do you go closer or do you pass on by?
Does this look like about the spot where Ash left us?
No, this is outside.
Okay. Does it seem...
Go ahead.
Oh, does it seem like anyone's around him?
Plenty of people are passing by. Occasionally someone will toss a coin in there and just go on their way. But you notice he's kind of sitting there. Occasionally you can kind of hear a thin, reedy voice calling out either for alms or offering to tell fortunes in exchange for a coin or a bit of food. But most people are just kind of aren't really paying much attention. But nobody's actively, like, disparaging on this person.
Looks like a kid, you said? Like a dark cloak?
Yeah, just like basically a blanket that may have been converted to a cloak, or an adult's cloak that is just honestly too big for him.
Shoot. Like, does it look like... You said matted or something?
Yeah, just like shoulder lengthish blonde hair that's just kind of ratty and like he's a dirty little beggar boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over there.
Okay.
Oh dear. I'm going to follow because she's... Yeah, fortune beggars.
Clerics and beggars.
Clerics and beggars.
Pardon me, my voice is gonna die.
It's not even clerics and beggars, it's clerics and a child begging.
As you get closer, Corke, you do notice when you get close enough to actually see his face, you notice it's mostly concealed. He has his eyes covered by kind of like a blindfold or strips of ragged cloth. But he kind of seems to lift his head a little when he hears you approach. Fortunes. Or food, if you would.
Bread.
Mm-hmm.
Did anyone follow me?
I'm with you.
Okay.
Other than Arza?
I'm observing from a distance.
Okay.
So just Arza?
Yeah, apparently I'm just the only one in those game.
Xellos, are you also joining?
Yeah, I'm hanging back.
Okay.
So just us.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take out the cake.
Okay, so you take out the cake and offer a bit, or?
Split it.
Okay, so you break the cake in half and you...
So, you're alone.
Yes. Can I interest you in a fortune? In exchange for whatever that is you have.
You can have it for free.
Mighty generous of you. He holds out his hands. You notice there is one little bit of adornment that he has. There's a little leather kind of bracelet with a few different colored baubles in it. It looks roughly made and probably pretty old. And honestly looks like if he held his hand in just the wrong way, it would slide right off because he's so small and thin.
Oh.
But
Oh.
looking close, he's not so much a child as he's probably more of a teenager. He's just kind of undernourished.
Angry teen.
Well, I did want to celebrate alone, but
I look to Arza a bit, and I'm just kind of like, you're probably not gonna tell anyone. So I look back at the tea, and I'm just like, you said I bought a few pastries?
Yeah, you bought a couple of pastries.
I'll take them all out.
I wanted to celebrate alone, but
Your birthday. He smiles, and that is not quite the smile of a child.
Does it? Can I insight that?
Sure.
I don't know what to insight. I don't know what I'm doing.
To see if anything is off, perhaps?
Can I hear what they're saying, or am I too far back? Because I don't know how quiet
I mean,
they are.
considering both Corke and this kid have slightly wrecked, reedy, whispery voices, it may be a little tough. But if you want to try and do like a perception check to see how much you pick up, that's fine.
16.
Okay.
Yeah, that was an 11.
On observing the way this boy seems to move and hold himself, there's kind of a sense that there's just a much older person in there. He doesn't act like, you know, like a gangly teenager or a kid who's like just had a rough life per se. There's legitimately, he feels and seems older and wiser than he looks.
Does he seem like an oracle?
What's that mean?
Someone who actually probably does, like, not just messing around with the fortune teller tricks.
You don't know.
Shit.
Could be. You get the sense that he speaks confidently when he says the things he says. Apart from that very initial help, I'm a poor, sad little beggar, please give me food spiel he was giving to the crowd.
sure, I'll buy it.
So do you want your fortune told, Wishmaker?
Sure.
How much gold is probably a good amount to give?
You look in the bowl and you see a few coppers and
Oh my
one
gosh.
silver piece.
I'm giving you 5 gold. I'm so sorry. Oh, this poor child.
Flashbacks!
Just knows.
So you throw in 5 gold and they just clank, clank, clank into the bowl. Quite heavy because it's gold.
Yeah, as I see that going, I'm kind of like, no, too late.
He kind of shifts up in surprise at that sound. Oh, you are very generous. But that was not entirely necessary.
Just very curious.
Sit down. There's room from where he's.
I was already sitting.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
This entire time.
Didn't hear you say that.
Oh,
Sorry,
I didn't.
My bad.
Okay.
Well then.
I just kind of assumed.
He kind of reaches into his cloak and pulls out a deck of cards and starts to kind of shuffle them. Take 3. Or, sorry, take 4. And give them to me.
I'm watching him while he's doing
Sure.
all this.
He's kind of doing this in such an automatic way that he seems very well practiced, and those spindly little fingers are surprisingly deft. At least with the
Yeah.
cards.
That's what I don't trust. What do I roll for this?
Or
Or
are
do
you
you just...
are you like trying to... No, oh, you just pull cards. You don't have to roll
Okay,
for
yeah.
that.
I don't know. Yeah, I'll just pull.
Okay, so you pull the four cards. He sets aside the deck and starts to set them all out. He's not looking at them so much as he's placing a hand over each of them, and you do notice on looking down where little titles are on these different cards, it's a little bit raised up, like painted on somehow. So you get the sense that he may be using touch rather than just, you know, intrinsically knowing what these are. He is actively touching each of the cards as he goes through. So, you. The first card speaks of who you are. The second, of what lies behind you. The third is what lies ahead. And the last warns of a choice that you must make. You can all, like, if you're close enough to listen, you can kind of hear this. There's, the din of the crowd in the back, but he's not necessarily speaking in a whisper beyond what his voice tends to sound like.
Yeah, I've moved closer by now just so I can see what he's doing.
Okay.
If the other two are coming up, I'll make room for him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ash is hanging out nearby, but he's standing in such a way that he's interested, but he's trying to appear not interested.
I'm totally cool, you guys. I'm totally cool.
Basically.
Yeah, I'll walk over and join Arza.
I'm not interested in that nerd stuff.
Exactly. He's too cool for this fortune-telling stuff, you guys. But, yeah. Oh, excuse me. You. The first card is birth, mirrored. You are the embodiment of your own fate defied. A great pain you suffered that leaves you yet in misery. Caused, I imagine, he slides his hand to the next card, by the harpy. This one behind you. A vile, cruel woman. A curse placed upon your soul. And yet, ahead of you, important on your road is another soul. This one embodied by the Winter King. A silent, cold person with a distant manner. They are manipulated.
Shoulder at
You're like,
what?
eh? They are manipulated by forces beyond their ken. Your choice will not be one easily made. It may destroy all that you have believed. The decision will be fraught with loss, but from the ashes of the old, one can begin anew. Do not forget that. He folds up the cards and places them back within the deck and shuffles it. You have friends with you, it seems. More like you.
I doubt they will want to pay.
You might be able to answer me a question, and for that I will tell a fortune if you wish it. Your cat meows.
She's very...
She actually seems a little bit agitated around this boy. For reasons you can't quite discern.
She's feeling cold. It's okay, it's like a thing that happens. Of question.
Yes, I'm looking for someone.
Oh.
Have you been here long?
Sort of. Not... maybe a week or two.
My cat is trying to get behind my computer.
Imagine, like, the just, like, on the table going around.
Yeah, more or less.
Hops to him, hops to back. It is serious conversation.
Somewhere in the distance, you hear some crashing occur at one of the other stalls and a bit of shouting, but yeah.
Somebody lost their pet.
The boy kind of... he casts his head in your general direction. Just you get a sense that he's kind of gauging how many people he can kind of hear or feel the general presence of. One of the ones I'm looking for I thought might have come with you. but I don't think he is here. A red-haired man. His hair would be tied up. Jeweled ponytail of sorts. Armored. A warrior.
No. Young or old?
Young enough. Older than me. Perhaps 20s.
No. Not that I remember.
I see. Thank
Do you
you.
need to find him?
He may not yet be here.
If you mind, you not have to answer. But what is your name?
Me. Ianos.
Fidget, write this down.
Fidget, take it down.
Fidget, write everything down.
Okay. Fidget makes notes about this interesting experience. It will be in your quest journal.
I'm pretty sure Fidget writes everything down. Just the things I don't even know about.
Probably.
The secret page.
Probably.
Where do you stay?
You're looking at it.
Well.
What can I do? Well. Well.
Well.
Well.
If some ravens come by tomorrow, don't freak out.
Ravens. Totems of yours.
They got this sensor regards.
I'll get up. Take mental notes of his size.
Okay. When you mentioned a goddess, he kind of grimaced a little, but said nothing.
Kind of wanted to scare him a little bit.
Thank you for the gold and the food.
Yes.
Oh. I'd be shooting a fortune as well, but first I want to ask a question of you.
Yes?
Just called a bit of a test from my homeland for authenticity. What is my name?
He pauses for a moment. Arzalan is a name you have.
He's good.
I'm just kind of like, well, that's a good start. I won't ask for the others.
I can assume you want your privacy.
They were a gift. Let's simply keep it at that. I don't share. But since we broke at least a few coins buying things, I'll drop some silver in.
Okay. You drop some silver in. Corke, do you move aside so he can...
Oh, I got up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, drink! I'm legitimately gonna start sounding like this kid.
Welcome to my world.
Oh, God.
You started this.
Damn it. So Arzalan, you settle down, and much like with Corke, he shuffles the cards and extends them to you to take 4. And he explains again that the first of the cards speaks of who you are, the second of what lies behind you, the third of what lies ahead, and the last warns of a choice you must make. He touches each of the cards once in succession and considers a moment, then goes back to the first. I cannot see your form, Golden One, but I am aware there is a blaze in you. Your card, the Sunbearer, tells it to me.
Corke snorts in the background.
You burn with a new life, with this reality unfolding before you like a story to be added to your collection. But, of course, like any good storyteller, you hold yourself apart from it. And small wonder with what lay behind you. The griffin's mirrored twin warns of a betrayal, but admonishes one for cowardice and narcissism. Even so, he moves on. Ahead of you lies the road of renewal. You can shed your past and let this new life overtake what has gone before. But mind the choice you must make with the Summer Court's warning. He moves on to the final card. A part of you craves freedom, but all the same you may yet find yourself bound to another's path, depending on how you choose. He takes up the cards and shuffles them back into the deck.
Curse of the Genie Blood, I suppose.
Indeed.
Thank you, then.
And the cat continues to be agitated. What of the rest of you?
I'll rise up so if anyone else wants to step in.
I pick up the cat. I didn't say I got her, so I'll pick her up.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go and step up. I'll put another 5 gold in there. And mirror
Okay.
Corke.
Big spenders.
Perhaps I can actually afford an inn tonight. That would be a first. You. He, again, extends the cards to you, same sort of thing. And he sits and he kind of faces you for quite a while. You get the sense that were he able to see, he'd be looking pretty clearly into your soul. A changeling is what you are, as the card says. Deception swirls within you. Things lost, events unknown even to you, but they have left their mark upon you. And at your back, the Soul Weaver's card mirrored speaks that there was a plague. The restless dead rising up to haunt you. Putting an end, suddenly, to something... No. Someone. That is the thing that claws at your back even still. So much so that your road ahead leads to the Winter's Court, the Mirrored Night, where fear and paranoia reign. You must choose whom to accept one day. The Sunbearer's mirrored card speaks of delusions, false starts, and of a person of great arrogance and wickedness. But the Sunbearer arighted is the one who means well and brings light to all. He folds up the cards back into the deck and just seems to face you.
I just sort of give a bit of a nod and say, thank you.
Of course.
Something to bear in mind as I get up and rejoin the group.
Okay. There are 2 more of you I sense here. Are you not interested?
I've got nothing, kid.
I'll cover it if you want.
All right.
I throw like 2 copper in.
Okay.
I was gonna put 2 gold, but I guess you did it.
Okay.
I just kind of like,
Ding, 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 ding.
Make himself kind of comfortable, cross-legged in front of the kid.
Okay.
On the table.
Yeah. Much as before, he presents you with the deck. You pull 4 cards, and he lays them out in succession, touching each of them where the titles lie, so that he can get a sense of what's come up on the table. You've been through much, Farwalker. So much that you are worn hollow. Like the Autumn Queen, you are weary of the worlds and their offerings, withered by all the distance you've come. Small wonder. For behind you lay the mirrored Winter King, who warns of creatures as cold and cruel as the blizzard. It was in this darkness you lost your way, grew sickly. He does not cough, but I do.
Thanks.
Could have happened.
Water.
Totally cough.
Water.
Character. It's because of your smell. You need to shower.
Oh man. I need a drink between these.
Don't use your throat for it.
Yeah, okay. Just when I think I can speak.
Just breathe out air. That's what I do.
Oh god. Here we go. It was in this darkness you lost your way, grew sickly. But ahead of you lies the road that is to defy this fate. In the mirrored birth card, you see ahead a flawed world. Pain. Misery. But there is a choice to be made there. The unicorn. The mirrored. There is only corruption, hedonism, despair. But, turn it thus. He starts to turn the card around. Here's the other side. And there is purity, austerity, hope. It is a choice you must make, one way or the other. He lets the cards linger a moment, then gathers them up and folds them back into the deck.
Cute. Let me see your hands, boy.
Pardon?
Let me see your hands.
He puts out his palms to you. And you notice there are a great deal of scars on his hands that look like some from burns, some from scratches.
For a moment, Mlaaku looks like he's somewhere else. And he asks, "Are you cold?"
One grows used to it.
Don't worry about it. I'm gonna go get him something.
Ah. Pulls off his gloves. He tosses them to the boy and he's like, they kind of restrict me anyway. And I just get up.
Okay. You toss the gloves and they just kind of like hit him in the chest because he wasn't like able to see them coming.
I'm slightly going to prestidigitate them, considering the scent that Mlaaku is carrying around is probably worse than this kid.
Yep. He picks them up out of his lap and just kind of feels them. Thank you.
I'm already up and
Okay.
away at this point.
The last of you has no interest in a fortune. Ashenlock, who has not moved from his spot.
He's trying to be too cool for it.
Fortune telling will do me no good. But he tosses some coins into the bowl. 5 gold.
Sheesh.
Party.
It's like we're playing poker. Call.
Ante up.
Call.
And here's
The house
Arthur, who only
wins.
threw a few silver.
Get yourself
And then
some
2
food.
copper from Mlaaku.
Yeah, folded.
Get yourself some food, boy, and get in for the night somewhere. The boy kind of smiles a little in that not at all youthful way. It's a little sad almost. You seem a little like him sometimes. I almost thought. But no. Thank you, all of you, for your generosity. You find what you seek on your journeys.
May you find an inn.
And may you find what you seek.
Thank you. The cat continues to make noise.
You're gold.
I'm literally just petting him to make him make noise now.
Cycle. It's a cycle.
So, the boy with this, like, he made out pretty good. So he takes the bowl in so as to avoid others from, potentially taking the earnings, and he folds it up into a cloth that he had. And you see him he starts to get up, pulls up his blanket, and just kind of tucks everything into it and ties it up like a little sack. Happy first arrival to all of you. I think that may carry even more meaning for each of you, no?
Well, I don't the other arrivals, but
Sorry, the cat.
happy first arrival to you as well.
This fucking cat. Well then, good day to all of you. He makes his way through the crowd slowly, but seems to manage all right. You get the sense that he's taking his time and going with care, since he clearly can't see, but people are, giving way to allow him to pass, and nobody's being nasty about it, or refusing to move, or trying to ignore him or push him aside. He's just making his way through the crowd, kind of almost ignored, but they're just giving him relatively wide berth as he walks away.
Okay. Just want to pay attention to where he's going.
He's making his way into the city gates.
Okay. Well, we're gonna go meet with Cora and Sah'Shad, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I think we will end our session there. And the next time we will pick up when you guys make it to the inn and have some dinner and reconvene and such.
Oh, it was gonna be. Is it nighttime already?
It's getting closer to evening because you guys have been wandering around for several hours, and you arrived at midday.
Okay.
So you've kind of killed the afternoon.
Play
Are all-
games, buy pets.
Would all the shops be closed?
No. Well, they're skeleton crew at
Tailors.
this point because they've got, like, people out in the stalls, basically.
Yeah. I'm looking for like a tailor.
You met her.
Oh, that was
her.
Dang it. Well,
If you have shopping to do, we will do it offline.
yeah, we're gonna do that.
My fucking cat is rubbing his head against the side of the monitor and just singing.
Just, yeah, I'll go. I don't know how much heavy clothes are, but I'm gonna forget to minus this. 1 cloak for the boy
Okay.
and 1 cloak for Ash.
Okay. Less than a gold, so don't worry about it.
Nice. And the rest I can do after, because I think we're gonna have the inn. I was gonna go look for the kid alone.
Okay. We'll pick up all of that in the next session. So, that is where we will close for the evening as you all head back into the town proper.
Stop playing the creepy music.
All right, fine.
Unnecessary.
Good game, guys.
I wanted to roll a 1 so bad. So bad.
You could have story pointed a failure.
No. I want to use my story point for something more stupid.
All right.
Oh, I should have used mine for the last arrow.
Oh!
I could have done that. I forgot I have story points.
Guys, make yourselves like a sticky note and shove it on your monitor to track your story points.
I always know, and I'm always just like, no, it has to be dumber. It has to be dumber than this. You can do better than this.
So, that was a town time game. The next one probably will be as well.
Because Chris is...
More town.
Yeah. Flashback to Chris's.
We didn't want to do too much while Chris
Yeah.
wasn't here, so.
Yeah.
Chris has to get a pet too.
Flashback to Chris shopping.
Yep. Yeah, we may do that. We may have Sah'Shad's shopping trip.
You might
Sah'Shad's shopping trip. Sah'Shad.
He might find the lantern thing.
But you got a pipe fox, girl!
Not for me, for Alice.
That's the kitten. You got the
Are you
kitten
giving
for
her
Alice.
both?
I got the kitten for Alice.
Okay.
A pipe fox is for me.
Okay. That's what I thought.
I'm saying Sah'Shad might get her a pet
Oh.
or clothes
Oh.
or
Gotcha.
both.
Gotcha.
Because he's big papa mode right now.
True. I'm pretty sure she spent the entirety of the journey to Newfolk on his lap.
Yeah. Eating my bread. Watching as a
Alice loves her new family. You guys are the best.
watching a raven drop bread off for her.
Which is a little weird and creepy, but anyway.
Yeah, she doesn't need to know.
Bravo, guys, and welcome to Mlaaku.
Yeah.
You get many prestidigitates.
Everyone's like,
Everyone's like, that's this guy. Yo, who the F is this?
And ours go like, well, he's following us everywhere. We should probably talk to him at some
I
point,
think
but
he's hilarious.
Ash is dreading this more and more.
Yeah, Ash probably is like, it's like Zig but worse.
Ash is just like big sigh.
One day I will just go as Corke and be like, it could have been worse. It could have been Zig. And then he shows up. And then he shows up when we're on the corner.
At least Zig didn't come with us. Oh, hey, guys.
I'm dead. Tell him I'm dead. I have died. I'm ready.
All right.
and ours is probably just going to keep prestidigitating strange flavors into that
Oh,
flask until he gets caught.
Make it taste like gravy.
I'm at that point where
Sriracha.
I wouldn't even mind at that point.
sriracha mixed with soy sauce.
Oh,
A lot of like extra sodium.
fish sauce. Make it taste like fish sauce.
Oyster sauce?
Oh,
Yeah, the squid stuff.
so nasty.
You don't eat that in a lot of spoonfuls. You eat that in like drops.
Castor oil.
Just regular the fish oil vitamins.
Yeah.
Ones that taste like nothing. They're nasty.
Make it taste like water.
Plain olive oil.
Oh.
Just straight garlic.
The worst thing I
For
ever.
anybody watching, shoot us your weird flavors and Arza will transform.
What should Mlaaku drink this week?
Hashtag Wishmakers D&D.
We haven't seen him refill his flask, which is what like Cork's starting to be like, wait.
He's been nursing the thing like all day.
Mhm.
That doesn't look.
What an interesting thing to find out later.
Curiouser and curiouser.
My fave thing is just the changing of the taste. I feel like at one point we're all gonna know you're doing it, and we're just gonna give you choices in character.
I couldn't expect someone to call me out and doing it.
It would be Ash.
He might be the only one who
Mlaaku doesn't know what anyone's capable of yet, except Corke.
Yep. Because she's like, I'm gonna cut you.
And Ash is like a big tough guy.
Oh, Corke was being nice.
So say what Ash is capable of is literally written on his person because he's a walking suit of armor with a shield and a sword.
Did you see him holding that shield? Shield, the sword, about to hit you? It was pretty close.
All
What
right.
is this, like, hangout Q&A time?
Yep. I mean, if anybody has questions they want to ask, if you're still in the chat or you want to talk to us, now's the time.
Please, we have A's for your cues.
We have A's for
Stop
your
early.
cues.
It's messing me up a little bit.
Or we'll try.
Well, we did start earlier too. so-
Yeah. I appreciate it.
I don't feel like I'm about to fall asleep.
Yay! Good. Excellent. This also is helpful because if we do have sessions that need to go longer, we can do that without killing ourselves.
Yeah, it's really great. I like it a lot. I felt so awake the whole time. It was great. Like I understood what was happening until the end.
Yeah. And you guys got a bunch of lore. A bunch of lore.
A lot of
We're all
lore.
gonna die. That's what that lore said. I'm just kidding.
You got fortunes told.
I
I
can't
wrote
tell
those
if
while I
Arzalan-
was on cold medicine, so you're welcome.
Hey, we
I gotta
all
make sure Chris
need
gets his
next
done too.
session.
Yeah, we're gonna drag Sah'Shad there.
You're just gonna drag him and sit him in front of this kid and be like, he wants his fortune told.
By the way, it's 5 gold.
He's a child, Sah'Shad. You have to help him. You're like a father, right? It's like in your code, in your DNA.
Well,
It just occurred to me I hadn't gotten in the Arza. So what is that thing? Until the turkey came up.
that was good. What's a turkey?
What's turkey?
It's like a big chicken.
Oh my gosh.
And I actually just remember they don't really have chickens there, but anyway, Arza was not going to keep asking a chain of questions, so... they did see chickens.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because they were at the village.
Yeah. So he found out where their eggs around here came from since they don't have alligators.
Yep.
Yeah, the tiny eggs.
Small.
He still ate them all.
Very small.
It's like, okay, fine, I'll just have to eat 6 to make up 1.
Protein. Oh man.
It's a monster.
I like it. We could.
Cat sounds
Arza-
brought to you by Percival. Why are your paws wet?
Some questions don't need answers.
Sometimes when he drinks out of the water bowl, he likes to swim in it.
I was gonna say it might have been pee, but you know.
No, it's not. No, he does this in the water bowl while he drinks. It's a very weird cat.
Why?
I don't know.
Are you this way?
I don't know.
Why are you like this?
Why are you like this, Percy? All right, well then.
Doesn't look like there's any questions tonight.
Nope. Looks like everybody's just taking a nap. So, with that, have a lovely evening, watchers of the stream, and we will see you next week, because this was a postponed session because everybody was sick.
Next week.
Next week we'll do the one shot, I guess, because we're gonna miss a few
Yeah.
people. So the
Yeah.
following week, we're gonna try and do a one shot next week though, just to like do more sessions. So
So jokes on us. We'll still do keep the bi-monthly, but
yeah,
every
like
2 weeks.
one way or another, you get 2
Sometimes
Wishmaker
maybe
sessions a month.
Hey, but hey, there's a one shot next week. It's gonna be lit. I won't.
We will eventually get to a real schedule. I promise. We're
It's technically every 2 weeks.
yeah. I mean, it's just the exact dates are a little
Yeah.
little fudgety.
I'm sorry, you guys. Winter makes everyone sick.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, our health is not for the
That's-
best.
That's literally the only reason the schedule got messed up.
Send us your good healing vibes or potions or whatever.
Preferably in dice. Or gold.
Yes.
I accept gold.
Someday I will set up donations and we will accept those.
Don't forage it. But I accept gold.
All right, guys. Have a lovely, lovely evening, a lovely Saturday, and happy first arrival.
Is
Good
it
night,
happy?
folks.
Good night, Lord.